One of the best features of InvoiceExplorer is that our dashboards don't just display static images. Instead, each dashboard module actually contains a ton of dynamic content. This means you can drill down into any dashboard module to quickly identify exactly what's driving a cost change. For example, let's take a look at this 12-month spending chart. You can see that there's a significant decrease in spending from June until July. And the obvious question is, why? What's going on that's causing this the invoice amounts to be decreased? Well, with InvoiceExplorer, it's super easy to find out. You can simply just click on the July column, and we'll bring up a full invoice variance analysis. And so you can see that our total cost went from $940 in June down to $560 in July. We have a total variance of $380, roughly 40%. Now, that's great. So we know our costs went down, and down below, we actually perform a variance reconciliation, and we can tell you exactly what's going on. And there are actually lots of different ways to look at variance reconciliations. This is probably one of our favorite, which is by activity. So in other words, during the month, we had $86 of new services that we stood up that actually increased the cost of the invoice. We shut down about $15 a month of services. There were some price increases, some price decreases, where there were some usage increases in certain areas, and we had other existing resources where we actually used less. And as you look at the breakdown of the contributing factors for this variance reconciliation, you can see that the single biggest factor was this usage decreases. So we need to understand what specifically was causing this usage decrease. So we can simply just click into it, and now we can start to dig into the details. And here's a list of all of the services, and we can tell that, okay, of this $470, almost all of it was attributable to EC2. So we can continue to kind of peel the onion and dig down into the details, and we can look at the actual subcomponents within EC2. And when we do that, we can see that the vast majority of that amount was tied up in compute instances. So let's just keep digging down into the details, and now we're down to the resource level. So of this $460 in compute instances, the vast majority of that amount is with one resource. In this case, it's our test SQL 01 server. And you can look and see exactly what happened. We were billed for 1,268 hours for that server in June, but we were only billed for 39 hours in July. So at some point in early July, we shut that server down, and that's really why we experienced a price decrease. But you can see the power of being able to look at these variance reconciliations and dig down and find out the specific resources that are causing the problems. Now, we just did this analysis by looking at it by activity. We could also look at this by template. There are lots of different ways to kind of analyze these variances. And by templates, we can actually create these templates that can look at your costs by either by like resource owner or department or project or service or however you want to look at it. Let's just look at this variance by resource owner. And so you can tell that now we're saying that we're looking at this primarily by owner, like who was responsible for increasing the price or decreasing the price. In this case, the demo user was the one who was primarily attributable to the decrease in the spending. But we can also kind of flip this again and look at it by department and say which department is really causing the decrease in the spend. In this case, it's the development team. So you can quickly see how you can look at this variance and analyze it from multiple different perspectives very, very quickly. This is an incredibly powerful tool that will help you identify exactly what's going on with the volatility, either on a month-by-month basis or even on an individual daily basis. You just simply click on the bar where there's the anomaly, and it will give you a full variance analysis, and you know exactly what's causing your price change.